Hey there, Christina here, and today's topic is about hiring a babysitter. So this is different than full-time childcare. That'll be for a different day. Today I'm talking about a babysitter that just comes every once in a while so you can have some time to yourself away from your baby, or some time with some friends or a partner. So how do you find a person to be your babysitter? Well, explore all of the resources available. Ask around your neighborhood. Maybe there's somebody in the neighborhood that does babysitting and they can just walk over. How convenient would that be? Maybe there's somebody through your mom's group that you can get a recommendation from. Maybe you're part of a church, a book club. Maybe your coworkers can make recommendations. Explore all of your options out there to see who is available and who will be a good fit for you. There are places on the internet that you can shop as well, but it's always nice to have a personal recommendation if you can find one. Some considerations to take into account when you are selecting someone is, are they going to be driving? Are you going to be picking them up? Are they going to be walking, biking, etc.? Because that might play into how much you pay them, which I'll get to in a second. Are they certified in CPR, basic first aid for babies? That also is going to play into how much you pay them. And then what their experience is. So have they experienced infants, newborns? Is it just older kids that they're used to? It's going to be helpful, of course, if they are familiar with the age of your baby. So those are some things to consider. So on to pay. How much do you pay them? I'm not going to give you a number, but some things to kind of take into consideration again are going to be what their experience is, if they're certified in anything, and if they are going to be driving. These are all variables that go into your pay for the babysitter. You can certainly ask them what they normally get paid. Some babysitters actually have a set rate. It is negotiable though, depending on how much work you do or do not want them to do. So you can ask them directly. You can ask if you are getting a recommendation how much your friend or coworker or neighbor pays to start with. You can certainly start a little bit on the low end with the idea that you might give them a raise in the future if it's working out. But don't start too low, otherwise they might not want to be hired again. So it's a lot of variables that go into how much you pay, but just be very clear when you do negotiate a price with the babysitter that I'm paying you this much and I expect you to do A, B, and C. So you can pay them on the low end if, for instance, they're coming in the evening when you've already put the baby to bed and they're really not doing much work except watching the monitor. You can obviously pay them a lot more if you want them to do cooking, dishes, laundry, walk the dog, that kind of thing. Just make sure it's very clear that how much you are paying them and how much you expect them to do. That should really correlate. So hopefully that helps. Select a price for your babysitter. So you've selected them. A great place to start, if you can, have them over for an afternoon just to kind of get used to your house, your baby, your routine, where things are and, how things are set up. And that's going to be a lot less stressful when you do have them over, for that evening out with your partner. Just so that they are a little bit more familiar. Even if you do have them over for an afternoon, it's still going to be helpful to have them over 15 minutes or so before you need to leave the first time you hire them. Just again, to show them the routine, show them where things are. Leaving them a list is going to be very handy. So maybe you have a specific bedtime or nap time routine. Write that down because your babysitter is probably not going to remember every single step, and you do it every day, but they certainly don't. Leave things out if you can, bowls, spoons, whatever, baby bottles, whatever you need for food, and make it very clear what you want them to feed or what you want them to play with. Give them suggestions for activities. And then on the same note, assuming that the baby is going to be asleep for part of this time, make sure that your babysitter also knows if they can eat any of your food, watch TV, anything that they can do while baby's asleep. Make sure that you're very clear with them about what is and is not allowed in your house for a babysitter. So be very clear about things. You want to make sure that your babysitter can reach you if anything should go wrong or if they have any questions, and give them plenty of options. So your cell phone, your partner's cell phone, your friend's cell phone, whoever you happen to be with, emergency backup, maybe your parents or a neighbor or something like that. A doctor's phone number is helpful. All those emergency phone numbers. It's good to have a list posted somewhere anyway. Write down your address just in case they do need to call and have somebody come over for some reason. They're not going to know your address necessarily, so that's going to be helpful too. And any other things that you want them to know, just have it on a very handy place somewhere easily accessible for them. So you're all set, out of the house, hopefully enjoying yourself while your child is being taken care of. Feel free to check in once or twice if you need to. Text or call, whatever you've decided with your babysitter is going to be most convenient for them to check in. But don't overdo it. They need some space to kind of figure things out too. And as you know, it can be kind of tricky to balance answering the phone when you're taking care of a baby. So, give them some space to do that. When you're ready to come home, it is also very considerate to give your babysitter a heads up, whether that's a phone call or a text. Just say, hey, I'm on my way. I'll be there soon. They will really appreciate that. Once you do get home, to calculate payment, I would highly recommend rounding up to the nearest half hour. Your babysitter will greatly appreciate, and remember that for the future. It'll make them a lot more likely to want to continue working for you. And it's just a couple bucks, so it's definitely worth it to round up a little bit. So hopefully that gives you a place to start with hiring a babysitter. It can be kind of scary, but it's going to be good for you to get out, and it is going to be good for your baby to kind of socialize with other people besides you. So that brings me to the trivia for today. The placenta is vital to the health of your developing baby. Besides supplying oxygen and nutrients, 3 of the following are also true. Which is not? A, the placenta is made up of 50% of mom cells and 50% baby cells. B, it carries waste away from the baby. C, it can be encapsulated after delivery for consumption. Or D, it can weigh around 5 pounds at birth. All right, answer below, and the first person to get it right is going to win a gift card to a fast casual restaurant or a mystery gift from Bellies to Babies. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe for future episodes.